Hi there, Damien here, public speaking and performance coach. These videos are bringing you tips and advice on dealing with overwhelming public speaking fear or anxiety. Now, just for a moment, I want to paint a scenario for you. Let's say you are in a busy store or supermarket and it's very big. And with you, you have a small child. Let's say that's your child or a child that you're looking after for the day. Now you're walking down the yard, and as you turn around, suddenly the child is gone. You look around, you start shouting the child's name, but you can't see the child. And the child is, very small child, so you start to really panic. You start running up and down the aisles looking for this child. Where is this child? Immediately you see a security guard. You run up to the security guard and you say, hey, I've lost my child. This is what he or she looks like. They were just next to me, etc., etc. You are filled with adrenaline. You are filled with fear. It's quite a frightening situation. Now, I want you to think about something very carefully in that scenario. When you're running up to the security guard and you're speaking to him or her, are you focused on yourself and how you're coming across and the message? Or are you just focused on making sure you deliver as much information as quickly as possible to the security guard who might be able to help you? Now, let's say it all works out and the child comes back and the child had just been hiding behind somewhere and the child's coming back, and then you speak to the security guard again. And you say to the security guard, thank you so much for helping me find my child. You're just overwhelmed with relief. You just feel so much better, and you're just feeling much more calm and everything. Again, when you're thanking that security guard, where's the focus? Are you focusing on yourself and how your hair looks and how you're coming across, or are you just really, really grateful and wanting to get the message out to the security guard of thanks? Now, what's the reason I'm telling you this interesting scenario here? Well, what I really wanted to demonstrate with this story is that when the message is the most important thing, the focus is not on ourselves. And when the focus is not on ourselves, we simply do not have time to feel anxious. Now, of course, in this scenario I gave you, there may be some anxiety about a missing child, etc. But there's certainly no anxiety about public speaking and how we're coming across and what we're saying. That's because the focus is 100% on the message. Who cares if you mess up a few words or you don't get your words out correctly? That will all be overridden by your desire to get the message out as clearly as possible. When you're thanking the security guard at the end, the relief that you feel, the happiness, again will override any thoughts of anxiety and self-consciousness. Now, I want you to think about how this applies to a public speaking or performing event. In a recent video, I spoke about the fact that if you do experience public speaking anxiety, it is because the focus is very much on yourself and not on the message. Now, if you were to be asked to give a speech that you knew was as important as the scenario I've just painted, would you be thinking about yourself and how you look and what people are thinking, or would you just be thinking, I need to make sure I do a good job? When the focus is 100% on our message and what we want to say and making sure it comes out clearly, our public speaking anxiety and fear drastically reduces. We're no longer thinking about ourselves and stumbling over words and maybe making mistakes. We're thinking, is the message being conveyed? That, as I've mentioned, completely cancels out self-consciousness and a focus on ourselves. So, what can help and what can be helpful for you if you are faced with a public speaking event is to ask yourself, what is the most important message I need to give to this audience? What do I need them to get from this? What do I need them to understand? And then almost put yourself in the background and put the message of your performance or your speech or your presentation in the foreground. What that will do in time, it will mean that all of the focus will be on the message, not on you. And that will help alleviate a lot of the pressure you feel. So try that. Make a list of what it is that you need and want your audience to get from your speech. Then focus on that. And remember, people have come to hear the message. They haven't really specifically come just to see you. It's what you bring, it's what you say, it's what you offer that they're interested in. Okay, so try that. Write down your core message. Write down what it is the audience needs to get. And just begin to focus on that. Elevate that. So it is the most important thing about your speech. Much more important than you yourself. Thank you, and please like and subscribe this video and stay tuned for more tips, and I will see you next time.